Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Pop-In that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fucker.
Did they have a piss hole in the back of the bus in the minor leagues like they did in the movie Goon?
Yeah, for sure. Like the Penguins definitely didn't.
No,
but like, yeah, what?
yeah.
In Kazakhstan, you know, in Kazakhstan.
Oh, yeah. In Kazakhstan, they had like 3 goats in the back of the thing.
Yeah, in Kazakhstan, the hole pisses on you.
Yeah.
What an incredible. What an incredible.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, the bad boy, Bern Podcasy, and Captain Jerkbeard himself, Tom Lavelle. You can find all our stuff and all our content in all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Lasmeeshma, how we doing, baby?
Good, man.
Good, looking great. Very nice. Benoit Podcasy, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Happy to be here as per usual.
You are fantastic, that's for sure. Captain Jerkbeard, thank you for blessing us with your presence. How are you?
I'm good, I guess. I just
Well,
watched Armageddon.
All right, well, speaking of Armageddon, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
I just wanted to be honest, you know. How am I? I don't know. That's a loaded question, Matt. I'm a human being with feelings.
Completely indifferent to
All of
everything
them.
in the world.
All of them.
Still wondering why they didn't just teach astronauts how to drill, but decided to teach drillers how to be astronauts.
Because the astronauts wouldn't have been able to figure it out, Bern. God damn
it just seems like the learning curve on how to operate a big drill. And
You
like
don't
how
disrespect
how
Harry.
to be in space.
Not on my watch. Not
Listen,
on my watch. I want the
No,
bravest man in the history of the world.
I'm happy they made the decision. It makes for a much better movie. It's just it's a questionable call. I'm not
There's
this is not an original take.
There's like 5 countdowns to the end of the world in that movie. Like literally where they cut the wire at 2 seconds. And it's like the most amazing thing ever, you know? The Russian is incredible. You know?
Vlad.
Just goes crazy. Just goes crazy.
I'm a true Russian hero. It's like you're a Russian hero, bro.
Dude, him, and then, I mean, Ben Hooflack crying in the elevator after Stamper
recorded
pulls the air. Come on.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Incredible. And then the talk to Liv Tyler as she's like touching the screen at NASA,
Yeah.
you know, and everyone's got
Dude,
fucking
with
I
Billy
didn't wanna
Bob
miss a thing.
Thornton, Jason
miss a thing.
Isaacs. I mean, like,
amazing song.
duh. So yeah, thanks for that. Everybody loves Armageddon. So I want to get it started. On the show this week, we aired the Eric Tangradi episode. Let me tell you, I mean, we were looking forward to this one coming out. Honestly, really, really good stuff. I edited out I'll tell you, there's a lot of F words in that, and I edited every fucking one of them out of there. So I wanted to keep this one profesh, keep it clean, because I was really, hoping we'd get some good press on this.
I was wondering about the beeps. There were a couple beeps, and I was like, huh.
Why'd you edit them out?
Because I thought, he wanted to keep it clean. I don't know what his deal is.
Did he ask to edit them out, or
no?
Oh.
And he dropped a couple, but I mean, I don't know. I didn't know if he wanted to show it to his kids, his family, his parents. I don't know. I was trying to keep it clean so we could expand our market, thinking that we would get a bigger pop because of the guests we had. So either way, this show this week, it was a really good show. It's some of our best work. And I'll tell you this, you can definitely tell Eric has done an interview before because he was fucking polished when he was in there. He came in like, you saw him coming in right away, compliments the show and like talk, happy to be here, everything like that right off the bat. Then he starts off by saying, like, preluded every answer by saying, sometimes I take way too long to answer a simple question. Put himself in right there. You know what I mean? Like, that's like training stuff that they give you, I assume. But he was pretty solid with his thing. But Tom, I know, we recorded together, but Liam, I'm interested to hear what you have to say about the Eric Tangradi episode. Go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking part of that is like, he was talking about how like nervous he was to talk to that dude from Anaheim. Remember when he was getting drafted? So I imagine like when he gets put on the spot like that, like that's about as nerve wracking as a situation you could possibly be in.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I mean? Like just doing a podcast is more like friendly and more like, you know what I mean? It's not like anybody breathing down your throat, but
he's not talking about his future. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's no multi-million-dollar check on the line.
Yeah, dude. But that was a great episode. I loved like when he touched on like his family and like the sacrifices that like your family puts in for all that, and like his dad driving him and all like that was cool. I mean, his dad sounds, they all sound like great people. His dad sounds like a stand-up guy.
I wouldn't marry any of them.
Don't make that mistake.
But no, dude, I'll tell you, his dad, Mr. T, Steve T, good dude, salt of the earth, good dude, loves his family, worked hard. You know what I mean? He's retired now, but worked hard, did his thing. And like, I even told him, because I saw him over the weekend, I was like, you should, Eric had some nice things to say. And what he did say was nice. And like, there is a lot of like respect in that too, because it is like, I know our dad wasn't shy about telling us how fucking expensive training was and how he was driving all over the place and stuff. But so for his dad to not put that pressure on him and anything, that was pretty, that says a lot about him as well. But yeah, what else did you think, Lasmeeshma?
And it was just really interesting when they got into like the, like the minor league teams he played for, and like when he played in Canada and like overseas, and how fucking crazy it was in Russia. And he was on that fucked up plane with the ice and like
the ice story.
That was nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, that plane story is crazy, man.
Dude,
we should cut that one. I know it's a long story, but that's one I think people would be like, "What the fuck?"
For a clip, you mean? I did clip it. It'll air probably in 3 days.
Nice.
The craziest part of that is that he tells the story, and then he's like, and a week later it goes down with like 300 plus people on it, and then just casually through things like, but it's not on the news. They don't tell anyone, and you're like, Jesus Christ, like a 350 people die in a plane crash, and it doesn't make the news because
that's crazy.
They don't want to rile anybody up. Is like, so you could have just. If that was a week, if you were on a plane a week later, you would have just disappeared, and your family would have never had any idea, like
that's
where
nuts.
You went,
dude.
That could be a blessing.
But it's scary though that's like also when he was talking about the pollution, right? Like think about that. That was way before COVID. And he's wearing N95s. You know what I'm saying? Like that's scary. That to me is fucking. I mean, they're just wild over there. I guess also. Fucking Borat, numero uno on Dark Helmet's hit list and fucking
don't
Kazakhstan.
Bring it up. Don't bring it up.
I could see that though. His sister was the number 4 whore in all of Kazakhstan. But yeah, I mean that would be great if like you're leaving like you get traded out of Kazakhstan to Moscow and it's like your final like press interview with like the media. And they're like, how do you feel about leaving Kazakhstan and going to Moscow? And he's like, I got one thing to say. Very nice. And that's just fucking, like, Yeah.
Just a bag over your head at that point.
Yeah, then you got to make it there. You know, you got to make it out of the building.
They're like,
Like
look, we got a
Zoom
plane.
interview.
It's not defrosted, you know? Yeah. But no, it was really cool. I really love too that, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I love, but what else you got, Liam?
Yeah, just like those crazy stories and like the gas and all the shit the Russians did.
Dude, I want to get my hands on some Russian gas, baby.
Mhm.
I want to fucking dude, because I don't know if you've ever listened to Spittin' Chicklets. It's a great show. It's it's Barstool's hockey show with Bisnet, Paul Bisnet, and Ryan Whitney and RA, and they have people come on, and the ton of guys, like, it's the thing, like, you play in the NHL, and then when you're done, before you retire, you go just steal some money from the Russians for a couple seasons and come back. That's the gimmick, right? And they're telling these stories about fucking guys going over there and just like, because they give it to you, like, they'll inject it in you, it's pills, or they have like a mask that you inhale it. And he's like, Whitney told a story where he did it, and he's like, I'm fucking gonna be back in the NHL. Like, I'm fucking game ready. Put me in the play. You know, like, he was talking about how he's felt like 20 years younger. But yeah, crazy stuff. Real cool. All right, very good. Benoit, what'd you think about this week's episode?
Awesome, man. Really good episode. I was like, it was kind of funny how, like, many times I may or may not have had the opportunity to cross paths with this guy. Obviously, like, my younger brother Mike went to tech school with a girl who happened to be his brother or sister and somebody's wife.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh yeah, this is my friend. Like, you know, her brother plays hockey. And then he went to Wyoming Seminary as his prep school, which was 1 block away from my high school. And the school my mom still works in now. Now it's like a grade school, but Wyoming Sem was like the prep school. And there were some kids from our area who went there, but there was like, it was kind of an international school. But like they would
44 PA.
It was in Kingston, which is the yuppie town next door.
But yeah, we've heard all about it.
All part of the same school district. And but like, if you wanted to play water polo, there was one school in the Wyoming Valley you could play water polo at. If you wanted to play lacrosse or hockey, like, Shem had those. Now they had to travel for their games because no one of the schools had it. So like, whenever they were, you know, they'd play, if you were on the ice hockey team, you're traveling like between 45 minutes and 2 hours just to play your league games.
That's all down here though, you know.
But it was also funny because I had a couple friends, former guests of the show, had a brother who went there, like, got through high school. His grades weren't great, went there for a post-grad year because they offer post-grad years, got his grades up, and then went and played football at Fordham. You know, so there's a lot of that coming in too, of like kids who maybe don't have the academics, like, they're not dumb, but they don't have like the D1 grades, going there for like a post-grad year for certain sports to just get to the mark you got to get to college. But that was kind of funny. I was like, oh, he was at SEM. Like, sweet treat. I ate breakfast there every day in high school. I'm sure he was right. It was $1.95 breakfast, you know, 2 eggs, some sausage, and a little toast. Couldn't beat it.
Nice. I'm sure he got his toes tickled by the Dilly Street Toe Tickler.
I hope so. I mean, get the full experience.
Yeah. If you're in 44, hanging out with the pole hugger, all that, you know.
And then he ended up at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, which is funny because they built that arena when I was in high school, and there was like this big arena yes, arena no, like, political thing, right?
Ooh.
And they voted it down because Wilkes-Barre Township is nothing but old people, and they were like, no, whatever. And then our congressman was like, no, we're going to build it anyway. And it's literally been the only like economic growth in Wilkes-Barre in the last 30 years. They built like 2 malls and 40 restaurants, and like, I saw the Foo Fighters there when I was in high school, and, you know, it was like the best thing for our area. And
wow.
But when they built the arena first, and then they got the Pens, so hockey tickets were $3. Like, they were just trying to get people to come up, and there's nothing to do where I'm from, so we just went to a ton of minor league hockey games. And
dude, that seems like it would be a blast, though.
It was,
because they're fighting and going nuts.
And I never played, and so like, I remember watching on TV when Fox had little like they would highlight the puck.
Yeah,
went around.
yeah,
I'm like,
the blue thing. Yeah,
I'm like, I never played this sport. I don't really understand it. I don't know what the rules are. And then just going up there to see it on a whim, you're like, wow, I still don't know what the rules are, but this fucking rules live. Like, even knowing nothing about it, it's just fun to watch.
It's surprising too how loud the puck is when it hits your stick, when it hits their stick too, because it's like whack, whack. You know what I mean? I always thought that was nuts.
It's way more immersive. It's probably the difference between everything we're watching from like high cameras, you know what I mean, on our big TVs, but like the difference between being there live and watching on TV, I think hockey might be the greatest divide. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I would say, yeah. I mean, but dude, I honestly, like, I like when he was talking about it, I remember like we absolutely loved hockey as kids. Not watching it really, right? But playing it, like it was, everyone had rollerblades, everyone had a hockey stick. We were playing hockey, like we probably played that just as much as anything else, which is surprising because we played football a lot. You know what I mean? So it was like, I don't know, it was crazy to me to see, like, you know, I don't know, to think that. But man, I couldn't imagine, you know, also too, when he's talking about like the pressures of the league and everything getting to him, like him going into like the depression and all that stuff, I thought was absolute like eye-opening, really. You know what I mean?
Well, it was the heartbreaker at the end when he's just like I'm 25, I'm washed. I'm 25 and I'm washed. I've been on good teams. I've contributed. Like
he won everywhere he went. He won everywhere he went.
And it's sad to hear someone be like, I didn't really enjoy it, you know, like a lot of it. But then he started talking about the Calder Cup, and he started talking about dominating the minor leagues. And like, I feel like he's definitely found his piece with it. And just really super honest guest, man. I mean, we always love it when we get someone who's really going to lay it out there, like the good stuff and the bad. And I thought he was excellent. I thought he really painted the whole picture.
Yeah, no, really good stuff. Really good interview. I agree. Tom, your thoughts on the Eric Tangradi episode?
I guess two things, and I think we're kind of touching on it, but
sure.
The humility that he has, because you think about it, here's a guy that, I mean, none of us even came close to anything that was remotely close to being a professional athlete, and he was playing at the top level, and it's almost like he feels like he's like, you know, not accomplished anything. And it's like, dude, you're up there playing with Crosby, you've got like
Malkin,
like, you know, how many
drafted
years in the NHL
overall?
Yeah,
played for
won a Calder Cup, and it's like you're talking like you're some bum or something. It's like, dude, like no one from your neighborhood or Philadelphia. I don't know, like there's like one Philadelphia like hockey player ever or something besides him, you know, and it's like it's incredible. And then two, another thing I noticed is just how much his life mimicked the Mighty Ducks saga. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Just from
kept coming up.
Yep, coming up to now coaching at a prep school. Like I don't know, Mighty Ducks 3. I think we're in for the third one right now. So hopefully the JV can stick together and clean up the garbage and take care of that cruel varsity.
Grow together.
Just also, it should be said that I was offered a 3-fight pro contract. Just saying. I mean, we've had a professional athlete on the show every episode.
What was your record
as a pro? You know, it would have been 3-0, but I turned down the pro contract. So that was that. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I've been a professional idiot for a long time. So I mean,
since you were born,
if it was like anything like that, I'm a professional at that. You know?
What about you, Lasmeeshma?
I have one burning question, and I brought it up last time. Did they have the hole in the back of the bus that they pissed in? Like in Goon? Next time you guys are at a function and you talk to them, ask them about the hole.
I'm talking to them like every day.
Yeah, ask them about the hole that they had in the movie Goon. Like if they pissed in that hole in the back of the bus and it just went out into the street. I'd love to know.
Tom, will you remember to ask him?
I'll text him now if you want, but I don't think they have.
Text him.
I would say
no. Text him.
I mean,
that was like, you think that was like a movie thing, like a work of fiction?
Be like,
make it funnier in the movie?
Just ask him, like, did they have a piss hole in the back of the bus in the minor leagues like they did in the movie Goon?
Yeah, for sure. Like the Penguins definitely didn't.
No,
but like, in Kazakhstan, you know, in Kazakhstan.
In Kazakhstan, they had like 3 goats in the back of the thing.
Yeah, in Kazakhstan, the hole pisses on you.
Yeah.
What an incredible, what an incredible snipe. What an incredible snipe.
Man.
It's a Yakov Smirnoff joke that I saw on Night Court in like 1989.
Oh, that was
with
great. Lasmeeshma, that was timeless. Perfect. No, I would like to say, for those that haven't listened, honestly, some of our best work, that show, everyone showed up fucking game ready. Like everyone came in ready to play, came in and like hitting heavy, really into the interview. Everyone was attentive and like hitting it hard. I was really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, I would highly recommend it. Really, really good stuff.
I was shocked when it was over and I looked down and it was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Like it felt pretty quick, which is always a good sign when you're listening to someone talk about their life. Like like I said, he really painted the whole picture. It's super interesting.
Yeah, no, Justin's got it right. When it goes by fast, it's good.
Yeah.
And dude, I'll tell you, I mean, not to, pat ourselves on the back, but we've just been fucking running with some heat the last few weeks. I mean, like Talisa Samano, the Joe Tamburino, you know what I mean? Now Eric, like just like dinger after dinger after dinger, you know what I mean? So speaking of those,
I like Joe's
Joe Tamburino, the plastic surgeon. Yeah, his was. I really liked his episode. I thought that was good. So I mean, I like all of them, to tell you the truth. But even before that, we had Oliver on the show. But then we had 2 episodes before that were like really kind of crappy. We had the same guest on back to back. He was a real Strunza.
Well, at least in those ones, we got to cover the whole history of the show for about half an hour. That was a good part of it. It's like we get in, here's our guest, here's the history of the show for the first half hour of this episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a clip show. We're gonna do a clip show.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Someone wasn't bitter about that at all.
No, I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, you don't. You're bringing it up fucking 3 months later.
I said that was a good thing.
Oh, it's a good thing. Okay.
Yeah, I said, hey. By the way, when did this show first start?
Do you want to get into it? Because I got, it's all stored up here. But we've had, I guess Talisa was when it started, but Jana is now the new female voice. I mean, knock on wood, she hasn't done a show with Steve yet, but as of now, Jana is the new female voice of the Working Perspectives podcast, and thus far I feel like she's done a really good job and really happy she's here. So hopefully she sticks around and
love you, Jana.
Yeah, she was murdering it last night. Oh, I love it. She's the best. But okay, so let's keep it moving. So like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We have the Eric Tangradi episode. Really good stuff. Highly check it out. Highly recommend checking it out. Next week, we're going back to North Willie. We're going back to Ndoob. We have Shanna Vesci on the show. I'll tell you, this one was surprisingly good, Shanna's, because it's like she's telling stories of being like an awkward teenager, hanging out with her friends, and then getting into some trouble and, working at these weird places. And she has a lot of like great in North Wales neighborhood stories. Those always go over well. But honestly, I just thought it was like a fun show. You know what I mean? Liam, you were there, right? What did you think?
It was funny when she, well, I don't want to give too much away when she's talking about like her friends and like the older brother and like the nicknames they had for each other and stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, the little meanest. But no, yeah, it was fun. Honestly, I'm really excited to get out there and everyone to get a chance to listen to it. But because it's honestly, it's like one of those things you're like going into it. I knew it was gonna be good because I like Shanna, but after listening, I was like, that was fucking hilarious. I forgot how funny it was. But yeah, so super excited to have Shanna on the show next week. Gonna be good. But I want to keep it moving. So Benoit and Lasmeeshma, I know. So please, I'm going to have to jump in with a couple questions here and there, and I'll let you answer them. But big week last week at the old Camacan in the Wales Vagine. So Liam, I'll let you start. What did you think? What did you get from Kamikan at the Wales Vajan? Let me have it.
So, like DC laid out like a couple movies. They have like their animated stuff, which actually isn't bad. Like their animated stuff that's like aimed towards adults. It's like all rated PG-13. So it's not.
It's on HBO Max, right?
Yeah, and it's like aimed at like an older audience.
They have a lot of Batman stuff.
Yeah, it's that stuff's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
but like they laid out their stuff and it wasn't bad, and like I am excited for Black Adam and everything, but like Marvel just like shit on everyone, like but as always, and they laid out this multiverse saga, and like
when you say they laid it out, like they're like, look, this is what we're doing. These are the movies we have planned for this how long.
Yeah, and so the phases 1 through 3 was like the Infinity Saga, you know.
Okay.
That's what they call it, the Infinity Saga. So then they laid out the rest of phase 4, which will be like She-Hulk, Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever will be the end. I think there's like I Am Groot and a
yeah, I saw I Am Groot. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special will probably be in there somewhere. And then Wakanda Forever closes off phase 4.
Do the Guardians show up in Thor Love and Thunder?
They do.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Briefly.
Yeah.
All right. But
did you guys review that movie on this show yet?
Not yet. I mean, we talked about it.
We talked a little bit about it last week.
I didn't see it, but so wait. So phase 4 isn't like okay. So if phase 1 was what? Avengers 1, right?
Yeah, the end of Avengers, I guess, was the end of phase 1, I believe. Right.
And then phase 2 was the end of Infinity War.
Ultron. It was either I think it was Civil War. Was it Ultron or Civil War? One of the Avengers movies.
Yeah, I think
Civil War was a Captain America movie. Bern, you fuck.
Yeah,
but that was like an Avengers movie.
I know. I'm just trying to be an actually. You know?
Yeah, Civil War. I think Ant-Man came. Oh, Ant-Man came before that.
Okay. So phase 1 is Avengers 1, which people fucking sleep on that movie. That movie changed the fucking game. Avengers 1 puts Thor into the atmosphere. It fucking rejuvenated Hulk, which was dead.
Man,
right?
did we see that? Did we see that together at my house?
Yeah,
on
we
Memorial
saw it.
Day weekend. We saw it at the
Temple
theater,
at the
Temple Theater, like a Saturday noon show.
Oh,
it was like 12 of us.
Yeah, awesome movie.
I think it was Memorial Day or Memorial Day weekend, whenever it came out.
We had like a bash the night before, and the next day we're like, let's catch this fucking good flick and hit the town. And that's honestly, I was blown away because you had Thor 1, and I think Thor 2 hadn't come out then, but Thor 1 had come out, which was fun. It was a whatever. The first Captain America was a real whatever. Right, you know what I mean. But Iron Man was a massive hit.
Iron Man 1 and 2 were out, and then Avengers came out.
I got the breakdown right here. Okay, so phase 1 was Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America: First Avenger, and the Avengers. So pretty much everybody got their solo movie. Iron Man got
Hulk,
2.
Hulk ate shit.
That movie's not that. No, the movie's not bad. I don't care what anybody says. That movie's not bad.
I'm not saying it's bad, but it ate shit. It did not do well in theaters.
Oh yeah, the Edward Norton one. I forgot. That's phase 1. Yeah.
So that's your phase 1. Phase 2 is Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Winter Soldier, Guardians, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man. That's your phase 2.
Let's look at that. Okay, Iron Man 2 was all right, and
Iron Man 3.
Oh, Iron Man 3 was all right. What was after?
Okay.
It was all right.
Thor Dark World, one of the worst.
People hate that. I fucking really like that.
I know. I didn't really.
Why do people hate?
Because Malekith, they ruined like one of the best Thor villains that has ever been in any of the books.
Yes. And they also got a great actor to do it, and then had him do nothing.
Dude, the scene where they fake Loki chopping off Thor's hand, like. I saw Hiddleston come to fucking life in that.
No, there's cool shit. They got a really great actor to play a really iconic villain, and then just had him be totally emotionless and stiff the whole time. It just didn't work.
I can't see past it. I can't look past it.
Okay,
next one.
Go ahead.
But here's the run: Winter Soldier,
one of the best Marvel movies ever. It's at the top,
dude. Honestly, that one, Winter Soldier really like. really
Great
rejuvenated Captain America. Really,
Yeah.
like really put him in the next level for sure. Great movie.
Followed by the first Guardian, which
Oh.
I will fight for to the death.
Great.
That
Yeah,
one
great.
that blew the roof off the place. That was
As
James
far
Gunn,
as-
right?
Yeah, as far
Yeah.
as like
All-time soundtrack too.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
And then it ends with Age of Ultron and Ant-Man.
Age of Ultron was fun.
All right.
In comparison to
fun.
the first Avengers, it wasn't as good. Ant-Man was fun. Okay, then what's Phase 3?
I
Phase
will
3
say-
has got some fucking dingers.
Phase 3
I will
is
say-
got some
massive.
fucking dingers.
Ant-Man, I did not have like really high hopes for,
Yeah.
but it exceeded my expectations.
Yeah,
It
same.
wasn't one of the best Marvel movies, but I did not.
As far as an
I did
intro
not
movie,
think-
though, as
Yeah.
far as a Marvel intro, better than Thor 1, better than First Avenger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Better than Hulk, right?
Also,
But-
it holds up. Like even now, it's got the right mix of like superhero movie, but like
Yeah.
kind of lighthearted. Like it's one of the more rewatchable ones. You throw
What
it
do
on,
you
you're like,
yeah.
And that's what they've taken moving forward. And I think that formula is starting to get old for me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Because now
really?
it's
you
all
got
about
to do those one-offs, right? You
Now
gotta
it's
do
all about the
Ant-Man.
comedy.
comedy. Everything it's about like what's and you know, fun, like it's kind of like professional wrestling. The comedy makes you endeared to like the character and stuff like that. They're likable. You know what I mean? But it's just
But
like
eventually,
here
you need
we
some
go
edge.
again. Is this a
Well,
comedy or is
but
this what is this?
What about like in Infinity War? There wasn't a ton of comedy. It was really
No.
they.
Well,
they
no,
could've-
those are I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
But yeah. So I wanted to ask this question though. As far
11,
as like,
by the way, 11 movies in Phase 3.
whoa. Okay. So as far as intro movies go, we'll say like Iron Man 1 is an intro, Thor, Hulk, First Avenger, Ant-Man, and then we'll do Guardians. Is Guardians better than Iron Man?
Black.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Would you say Guardians? So Guardians 1 is the best intro movie.
I think it's better than Captain Marvel. Unfortunately,
Yeah. But Captain Marvel, I wasn't a fan of.
Black Panther shows up in Civil
Oh
War.
fuck!
But he
Black
shows up in
Panther
Civil
was
War.
good.
But no, that's not
Does that
fair.
count?
That's
Does that
no,
count
it
as an
doesn't
origin
count.
movie?
That doesn't.
All right.
No, Panthers won. Panther. I don't know. Panther and Guardians are tough.
If you
That's
can-
a tough 1 and 2.
yeah.
Agreed.
I thought
It
Panther
wasn't-
was overrated, to be honest.
I really like Panther.
I know. I thought
really
it was good,
liked
but
it.
it's like you know,
No, I remember someone came into the bar and said that it was legit the best movie that was ever made, and I was like, it is not, but it's
But
Yeah.
it's good.
It's
Yeah.
good.
It's
Yeah.
good.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah,
But they
like you
came
said,
in like, no,
people are
this
like,
is legit the
it's
best movie
most
that was
amazing.
I was like,
movie
it's
of
fine.
all
Yeah, but that's
time.
just because they're trying to be woke. Because
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
dude, we
It got-
know why they're doing
It got
that.
nominated. It got nominated for Best Picture. I love the movie. It was not winning an Oscar.
Yeah, it's
winning
not
the
fucking
Oscar for Best Picture.
Casablanca, guys.
Right,
Come
like-
on.
Not the same. Not the same.
Yeah.
Vibe. All right.
Great
So we-
movie though. Great movie.
Casablanca.
Black
Black Panther. Casablanca.
Yeah.
We'll go.
Yo, I was in the
Nice.
theater. We were seeing, I
Nice.
forget which one I was watching, but they were showing a preview for one of the Marvel movies coming up. And so we had gone to see it like later when it released. And it's me and my buddy were sitting there and we had like smoked weed and had beers. And there's like a couple black people sitting behind us. Right. And so they're like showing the previews of this new Marvel movie coming out. And it's like this character. And then we're like, whoa, whoa. And then they show like Black Panther. We're like, oh, and my buddy's like, oh shit. You know, like he's acting a little more, you know, like
Excited.
oh,
Like,
shit.
okay,
Who was it?
Because there's black people sitting behind us. So
Stay
then
woke.
and so then he looks over to me, right? And he's like, yo, man, did you see Black Panther? And I hadn't seen it at that point. And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, probably the best movie ever. 'Cause, you know, I'm like, oh,
Win in
shit.
Rome.
What do I
What-
say? No. Like
Yeah.
I'm here watching.
You're
this
like,
movie.
it was all right, except for all the black in it.
No, I just asking me, have I seen it? And I'm like seeing all these other ones, and the one I haven't seen, I'm like,
You're like,
yes,
look, I only watched the white Marvels.
of course I've seen it. It's
I
all
wasn't
my
cool
favorite.
about the green gown
Yeah.
Jesus
in Guardians
Yeah.
either. No, who did you go with?
Screwball.
Screw! Shout out. Fan of the show, listener to the show. All right, nice. Okay, so we're gonna
Phase 3.
Panther. We'll say Panther and Guardians are there. I don't know. I can't decide which one was better.
Iron
as an
Man,
intro.
not Iron Man.
I think Iron Man sits third in that, just because of they have the luxury of being a later phase. All right, Benoit, Start us off with the first half of Phase 3, please.
All right. Okay. It's pretty good. Captain America: Civil War. Which,
Killer.
as we said before,
Killer.
it's kind of an Avengers movie.
Dude, and it's
they call it Captain America.
it is, and it's what everyone wanted. It's like in like the game,
One of my
like,
favorites of all time, dude.
So
I
good.
Love
dude.
Civil War.
When it's Cap and Bucky going at Iron Man in the bunker, and they're throwing the shield and fucking bang. Oh,
when he realizes
villain.
that he killed his parents, it's like, oh my God.
So
I was like,
good.
that was so well done. I was like,
Also,
that
so
was
good.
Incredible introductions of Black Panther and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They both come in
nailed it
to the universe and they both are excellent.
Oh,
like,
that's another one. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But I mean, like Black Panther and Spider-Man, like both show up in this. Also, no Thor, no Hulk.
Yeah.
You know, they made a different kind of movie, which is why they didn't call it Avengers Civil War, because you can't do it without, you know, the two most overpowered people on the planet being like gone, you know, like,
wow, dude. So that was kicking off Phase 3 with Civil War.
Yeah.
So they're just like Phase 3's coming right up you.
And is that
like,
when they were? And now you're probably going to say this movie, but Ragnarok, is that when they weren't there? Or were they?
Ragnarok's later in Phase 3.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit later, but that's where Hulk was heading. Remember, after Ultron, he just took the jet and just went to space. So let's just go with the first 5 movies. We'll go with the first 6 because we already talked about one. Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Ragnarok, Black Panther. I mean, that's a run.
I think Doctor Strange
the money
highly underrated.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one's garbage. The first one,
Why
terrible.
do people hate the second one?
It was so bad.
Really? I liked it.
I didn't hate the second one, but I didn't like it nearly as much as I liked the first one.
And that might be part of the reason, because I liked the first one so much.
I haven't watched the first one in a while.
So just really quick again, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Ragnarok, Black Panther. I mean, that's a run.
Like, look at that. Look, like, those are all number ones, right? Like, they're all hit number one. They're all Ragnarok broke records. Panther broke records, right? Like, they were red hot. Everyone is juiced up, ready to go. And that's just the first half. So
that's the first 6.
So Civil War, hold on, same again.
I think Civil War was a spark to all of that.
Civil War got everybody hot. Hot.
Civil War introduces Spider-Man and Black Panther, and they both have their own movies shortly thereafter that cement those guys. Doctor Strange.
Yep. Awesome.
Guardians 2, which was good. Not as good as
I really like Guardians.
I like Guardians 2 a lot.
Yeah,
but I don't.
Dude, you have Stallone, fucking Stallone's in Guardians.
The first one knocked my dick in the dirt.
The first one changed the game.
Wise,
right?
The first one
you were shocked, like how good. You're like, that was awesome.
I can't believe. Well, because I'm a lifetime comic book reader, and I'm looking at the Marvel slate, and I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, these guys are getting over their fucking skis. Like, I've been reading comics forever. I know a couple Guardians. Like, there's no one in that who, like, you were like, oh, I don't know anyone who was like, my favorite comic ever is Guardians of the Galaxy. Because it was a weird ragtag group. It was Iron Man was in it at some point. Like, you know,
well, dude, to be fair, besides Spider-Man, and the X-Men, Marvel, like, I didn't know shit about Thor. I barely knew Hulk. Like, Iron Man wasn't even existing, right? Like, that was all. Marvel was really on the back burner as far as everything superhero prior to this.
Then they snuck Ragnarok in there too, which is just like
game
changer.
It seemed to me like they just kept, like, you know, like when you look at the Avengers, usually the Avengers rounded out, made was like, this is now the best one, right? But then Civil War happens, you're like, now this is the best of it, like, you know, Marvel movie made so far. Then you have like Panther, then you're like, this is the best. Then you have Ragnarok, you're like, now this is the best one. And then we get into the second half of Phase 3. Benoit
but hold on a second. As we're going through all these movies, do we not see and I know it works, okay? I know it's great. I know the movies are entertaining and stuff like that, but I feel like it's the same formula every time. We're getting into this, like, this lovable, funny kind of character with amazing action and stuff like that.
It started with Downey.
I feel like it's starting to.
You're saying now it is.
Yes.
Well,
so you're saying, like, You're saying
it was still climbing that at this point. Still going up.
You're saying the death of Iron Man should kind of like, let's reroute that formula.
I loved the new Spider-Man.
If you just went through it, right?
Yeah.
Super disappointed with the Doctor Strange and with I thought Thor was good, but I think I'm getting over this.
Really?
Well, if you look at it, Civil War, very serious. Doctor Strange, kind of pretty light. You know what I mean? Like there's some consequences, but pretty light. Guardians 2 is a jokey movie with a heart. Spider-Man Homecoming is funny.
Innocent kid.
Ragnarok is hilarious. And then
badass.
But then they hit you with Black Panther. And you're like, okay, let's bring it down.
Bring it back.
Put your nuts in my hand and I'm going to twist it. All right, that's what I'm doing.
So that's the end. So then after
hold on. Liam, real quick. So first half of, I want to get your opinion on this.
I'll talk about this all night.
Bern, can you hit Liam again with the first half of Phase 3?
First half of Phase 3 was Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ragnarok, and Black Panther.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's gonna be hard for them to top that.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Liam,
then, what was your thoughts on Doctor Strange 1?
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in like the mid tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I was like, Iron Man 2 about it. I wasn't.
He's a great character. He does his best work, and same as in the comics, all his best stuff is like when he's like with the Avengers, like in crossover events, like that's when
he's
characters
killer.
like Doctor Strange, like that's when characters like him shine. You know?
Yeah.
And he's got like you kind of have to play him like that because the whole deal with that character is always like he's got a huge ego. He gets over his skis and then has to save the universe. Like it's kind of right from the page, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's all of his stories are. I tried something. It was a little over my head. And no, I may have destroyed the galaxy.
Yeah, and everybody's got to bail him out. Everybody's got to help to bail him out.
Yeah.
Usually, right?
But they all tend to do that. Like make powerful enemies. They, experiments gone wrong. Like,
Tony Stark, Reed Richards, Hank Pym, all these guys have all.
Thor's sister almost killed everybody.
Yeah.
She was trying to. And then second.
I'll tell you, fucking Blanchett, that was Blanchett, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Blanchett and that fucking onesie.
Yep. Agreed.
Shaboy was watching.
She doesn't play.
She was.
So what Tom was getting to was right though. So Ragnarok was good because it was like the perfect.
Okay.
That was like the perfect balance of like there was some comedy and it worked
and really high stakes.
Yeah, and they got like really good reaction from like the comedy in that movie. Okay. And now, honestly, I think on the newest Thor movie, they just tried to like. They just poured it on, like they just kept trying to make it funny, and like they kind of got away from like to me they kind of got away from like what Thor was. Gore the God Butcher, they left a great character like on the table, dude. It just
really
I don't know they left them on the table, but like I said last week, 15 more minutes of Christian Bale and 15 less minutes of gags may have made all the difference.
Yeah,
in that.
Christian Bale was incredible. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I thought it was like, and it was like, even like the whole thing early on with his daughter. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like watching this. And then it's just like slaps, like, it's just like this comedy show with kids. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what are we doing?
Movie could have been just fine. Like I said, 15 more minutes of Bale and 15 less minutes of like the jokey stuff. And I think it could have been an all-timer. Yeah.
The potential is what's got everybody all bent out of shape though. And I get where they're coming from, dude. Christian Bale, like fucking that's an actor like all the way from the top shelf, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like he was
great. And
you got to use him. You just got to keep just give it to him.
His usage was way too low in that movie.
Yeah, there's not going to be too much of that in a movie. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to overdo him as Gore the God Butcher. Yeah. You're not. He was. That's where they went wrong in that movie. You know.
And they had all the Guns N' Roses, and it was like so amped up when when they're playing Guns N' Roses. I'm like, oh, this is it. Like the war, and like I just feel like you had just too much of the fucking bullshit comedy that it was like you need a little cut, but it's like
Ragnarok was so exceeded. Well, think about coming into Ragnarok too. Like the first 2 Thor movies are not generally regarded as like upper echelon, Marvel MCU movies. So you come into Ragnarok, you totally reinvent it.
Yeah, you get
the
blown
first
away.
2 were okay, and this one was like, wow, this is easily the best thing they've ever done with Thor. Let's let Taika just go all out, and could have reined him back a little bit. I think
too big for his britches a little bit there.
I mean, he's everywhere, man. He produces that HBO show. He produces the Vampire, What They Do in the Shadows show. He's on he's voicing Korg. Anyway, the last 5 movies, just to wrap it up, of Phase 3 are Infinity War.
Whoa. Let's take them slow. So we have Infinity War, right? Honestly, one of the probably the best opening to a Marvel movie, right? Like Thor on the abandoned ship from Ragnarok, fucking Loki gets fucking, and you see Thanos whoops Hulk's
we
ass.
see Hulk, get his ass.
And you're just like, honestly, introduces Thanos right away as like a major player, because if you look at it, Thor and Hulk are like, they're pretty top echelon when it comes to Avengers. So if you have Thanos coming in right away, fucking crushes Loki's throat, beats the piss out of Hulk, kills Hamdir or whatever, and just beats the piss out of Thor. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, come on. So Infinity War, honestly, I don't know. I sometimes I like Infinity War better than Endgame.
Endgame? Yeah. I think it's actually a better movie. I just don't think it's as important.
I look at them as like one movie, though.
Yeah.
Like I look at Infinity War and Endgame as
I absolutely love, and I love Infinity War, because think about this too. We really haven't seen Captain America since Civil War at this point, right?
Nope.
Dude, when they intro him in the train station where it goes dark and he comes out with the beard, and I'm just like, you're going nuts.
Those movies, as far as like comic movies go, Infinity War and Endgame, they were next to perfect. They weren't, nothing's perfect, but they were like almost as close. And for like them to like take that big of a you know what I mean, like that,
huge swing.
Exactly,
they take that big of a swing, and then they
knock it out of the park.
Both of them, dude. That was
incredible,
cool.
Dude. Yep. Oh, okay. So then we have Infinity War, dude. The Spider-Man in the end of Infinity War. I don't want to die. I don't like. You get fucking choked up. You get choked up.
Ad-lib.
That was ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out fucking Tommy H, fan of the show, listening to the show.
I thought the part with Rocket and Groot was sad too.
Oh, dude.
No, I heard a great interview with Downey Jr. where he mentioned that Holland ad-libbed that. Downey Jr. was like, "You fuck. God damn you. I wasn't prepared. Like I was trying to be emotional, but like
he brought it out of him. He brought it out of him.
He got him.
Even that fight with Thanos and Iron Man, where he's like, "I respect you, Stark. I respect you the way you fight. Like you guys can." And like,
I hope they remember your name.
The one thing that I think, we'll talk more about this, but the one thing that I think that Infinity War has up on Endgame is that Gamora's death scene is way bigger than Black Widow's. Right, like I like blows it out of the water. It's essentially the same scene, but Gamora's death scene in Infinity War.
There's the twist. She thinks she's won, because there's no way person. There's no way Thanos could possibly love her.
Nope.
Based on the way he's treated her.
Nope. But even Thanos gets you on his side sometimes, right? Because he's like I'm the only one that knows this. Like no one is understanding what I'm saying. We're gonna run out of everything. You're all gonna starve and die, and we need to do population control. You know what I'm saying? Like just incredible. Infinity War
instead of just like double the crops.
Yeah.
All right, cool guys, I'm out of here. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just double the livestock. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. He's like, all right, double the amount of food and resources. Yeah.
The idea is that any race will abuse that and find themselves in the same situation eventually.
So
then we lighten it up for two 2 straight movies. We go Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
And then Captain Marvel.
All right. Well, we needed to intro Captain Marvel because of
the post-credit scene, right?
Yeah.
Then
let's talk about it though. Ant-Man and the Wasp, honestly, never watched it all the way through. I love what's her fucking face from Lost? God damn it.
Evangeline or whatever.
Evangeline Lilly. Yeah, love her and that back poach she's got. But yeah,
how do you feel about Michelle Pfeiffer?
The Fife. I will always
finish the movie.
I will always love the Fife. But yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp, whatever.
Walton Goggins and Michael Payne, you're still in it. It was fine. It was a little palate cleanser,
but it's
little sorbet.
I was kind of hoping.
Correct. They're taking you down before. Honestly,
taking you down.
Tom brought it up before. They mimic wrestling a lot because wrestling pay-per-views will do this a lot, where they'll have mid-show they'll have a monster match, blows the roof off the place. After that, they're gonna have a women's tag so everyone can cool off, and then they come back with the fucking Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Which is. It's what they're doing. So, okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp, whatever. After that was
Captain Marvel,
which was, it was fine. It was fine.
Another one where women were sitting behind me in the theater. I was like, oh yeah, Captain Marvel's my favorite.
Do we know, was there ever plans? Let's say Me Too doesn't happen. Was there ever plans on Captain Marvel being a man?
No, because Captain Marvel was never a man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
also,
Marvel was a man. The first alien who came down. Well, he was a Kree. I don't know, but
they changed that character though. Which was cool. Yeah, they changed it to that lady. Yeah.
What
and
about
they changed Jan Rock too a little bit?
Okay. All right. And then what about this too? I love the formula of someone wins an Academy Award or is like praised for their incredible acting. They show up in the next big Marvel movie. Like, I love that Marvel's like, dude, they're getting fucking Robbie Redford. You know what I'm saying? They're getting everybody. Or
not Civil War, for Winter Soldier, which was actually like.
Well, he was, I think he made it. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Plus, it's a cash cow. The money talks. Everyone's coming in.
And it's not a discredit either. Right? Like, it's not a discredit to do a Marvel movie.
Here's the thing you might not remember. There's 2 movies left in phase 3, and the last one is not Endgame.
Oh,
Endgame is 4.
So wait. So we have we're Infinity War. We have
Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Captain Marvel. And then we're going... Oh.
Endgame.
I'll take it. So, Endgame. Dude, Tom, I remember... So, Alan Bach, fan of the show, listen to the show, former guest of the show. Great guest, great episode. His bachelor party. Honestly, we had a whole weekend planned out. We had the first night, we stayed at the casino, hitting up the casino. The next day, we saw the matinee of Endgame. Then
it was the first week it came out. So it was like that week.
Oh, jam-packed. And then
you guys didn't sleep through it from being at the casino the night before?
No. Well, dude.
There's a great video of Baki. That night in the casino.
Yeah, get that fucking foot up, Bucky. Yeah, great video. But dude, honestly, like we had that. Then we went down to they had a Phillies game. Like we went down to Xfinity Center that night. And then I hit the casino later, and the whole thing.
Strong.
I'm telling you, the highlight of the weekend was Avenger Endgame. It was honestly
it was a great hangover, because we all went down. We woke up. We got some breakfast.
Yep.
Smoked a little weed.
Drank
a couple beers. Let's go see the movies. And now we're like
some
charged
popcorn.
Up. You know what I mean,
dude?
And we're in there watching this.
You get some soda, you get some Kit Kats, a little caffeine in you, but
and the adrenaline. The
ice cold.
Oh, the adrenaline you got afterwards.
Ice cream cake.
Oh yeah, the adrenaline.
If you know.
If the adrenaline rush you got afterwards from Endgame, so let's talk about it. Endgame starts off right, like everyone's in the shits. Whatever.
Another incredible opening. The Hawkeye and his kids. Opening of Endgame. Where he just turns around and everyone's gone.
Hey boys, breaks your heart, dude. Shout out another one, Jeremy Renner. Right? Have you ever seen Mayor of Kingstown?
Yes.
Yeah. Great show.
Yeah, good show.
Great show. But shout out. He was another one, right? Because think about this. He won the Academy Award for Hurt Locker, right? Or he was big and he killed it in Hurt Locker.
Definitely
then shows up in Avengers. You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's his trajectory to major megastar. But another dude, he but I'm telling you, Endgame starts off crazy. You gets everybody going, but the fight scenes and everything in Endgame was incredible. Liam, hit me with what you got. I know you got something good.
So I think as far as Hawkeye goes, like everybody kind of made that joke, like, oh, you know what I mean? He's an archer, a bunch of like superheroes and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they had him as Ronin in that movie, to me, that's when like Hawkeye became like the Clint Barton from the comics and everything, like the one who really is a fucking badass, you know?
Oh yeah.
And I was happy to see that like carry over to the show and everything.
And did you see that carry over to the series too?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Carry over to the Hawkeye series.
Okay.
Like because they had that whole like storyline with like the Ronin, like the costume and stuff. That was really cool that they did that. That was something from Endgame I really liked. You're right. There's a lot of good stuff in Endgame.
It wasn't a letdown.
It was not.
I mean, it was so much like, what's this gonna be? And like the idea of like, is it gonna live up? And it
nailed it.
Everything I wanted. It was incredible.
And normally if they do time travel to like get people back, you're like, oh, that's kind of lame. They could not have done a better job of like bringing everything full circle. They go back and revisit times from the other movies with the Infinity Stones. Dude, it was
Tony
like
Stark seeing his dad.
Yep.
And Captain America's old lady there, you know.
Oh yeah. And it launched another storyline for Loki.
Yeah.
You know, right? Like, which is I think the best spin-off show they've done thus far.
Oh, as far as shows on Disney
if
Plus,
you don't count Daredevil.
Loki is the best. That's
or
not
Punisher, I mean. But
Daredevil and Punisher were Netflix shows. I'm not counting those.
Yeah. But no, Loki by far is it's so good.
Yeah.
So either way,
it's low key so good.
Low key so good,
dude. When it's the final fight, right?
Yeah.
The final fight's going.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
It's fucking cooking, right? Everything's killing. Everything's doing great. They're having the fights with that fucking Captain gets the whammer, and they're doing the dance like Thanos holding his own.
Yeah.
Holding his own against it was 3-on-1, and I know it's an out of shape Thor, but still 3-on-1.
Fat Thor was hilarious.
Oh, Fat Thor, like, and that was great though. That was great comic relief, and that fit, and it fit the story, and it fit him because his whole character was, you know, he was broken. You saw he was broken, but
they didn't overdo it.
No, you know they didn't overdo it. Yeah.
It's not that hard. The good thing about Marvel is they actually do like read all this shit on the internet. They do, like, when fans are like, this is fucking stupid. This is
what we want.
They actually do listen. You know?
But dude, when he says Avengers Assemble.
No, I'll do you one better. When they're before he even brings everybody back, Thanos knocks out Thor and he knocks out Iron Man. It's just it's just Thanos and Captain America. Yeah. He's got the blade. He fucks the shield up and everything. Yeah. They're like about to lose, you know? Captain America's by himself.
Yeah.
And he's like straps that half fucked up shield on.
Yeah.
He knows he's about to get killed by Thanos, and he's ready to just fight him anyway. That's the best part of the movie. Then they bring people in, I think. When he just stands up and tightens the shield, that's like fucking textbook Captain America.
Well, it's great too, is like then they start bringing the people start coming back.
Yeah.
Right. And in the full theater, everyone's like, every character that shows up is just more and more cheering, and they're like building it and building, like, who's coming back, and then, and then finally, like, and then like Gamora and what's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy, and they meet, you know what I mean, and it's just like, wow, this is incredible,
dude. Even like, you know, I mean, they had the women scene, you know, where it's like all the women that have ever been in whatever, but even like, dude, even like you're saying, Doctor Strange's best moments where he just looks at Tony Stark and just incredible, and Stark's death scene, come on.
Yeah. So good. My God.
So good. Rips your fucking heart out, but makes you just like love him.
Did you know that was happening, Liam? Or were you, did we know prior to seeing that
Stark was dead?
Stark was going to die?
No. That's not comic canon.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the comics.
So that was their story. That was like Russo brothers wrote that. Yeah,
Well,
you had
I didn't know if it
Wow.
had been spoiled for you because I
How-
remember.
Yeah.
You know who's a big freaking jerk off? That's the old running back for the Eagles, the
Oh,
Sean
Shady.
McCoy.
Yeah.
He put
He
it
did.
out there. Look,
He
I
did.
mean, I didn't see it, but
Oh,
Yeah.
what a
Endgame-
jerk off movie.
Endgame was such a big event that like I just wouldn't even go on my phone at that point.
Yeah.
If there's a movie that I have to see, like Thor, I know we were just talking about how Thor and Love and Thunder, like that movie was whatever, but I didn't get to see that opening weekend. So I just wouldn't go on like my Reddit feed and stuff
Yeah.
because I know if I do,
You're
I'm
fucked.
gonna end up clicking on an
Yeah.
article and I'm
And
gonna read something I didn't
Yeah.
want to read. you
there's
know?
no bigger spoiler than spoilers from Endgame, which is this
Yeah.
culmination of like 20 movies
Yeah.
over
Right.
10 years when
Right.
no one, and like I said, this didn't have, it's not how it went in the comics. So like no one knew
No.
how it was going to go. So spoilers for that is a
But
real
it
fuck you.
was. It
Like,
was.
Shady
So
really
shit,
fucked
Matt.
it up.
Make sure you put something out there in case any.
Yeah.
It's been too
Yeah.
fucking long.
Have we gone past the time?
So
I
then,
think we need
okay.
the statute of limitations.
So Endgame fucking rocks the fucking world. This was honestly
It lives up.
Didn't it? And it broke the record. It was the most viewed movie
It was
ever.
their highest
It was
point.
It was
As
the
far as-
highest.
Yeah, as
It
far
was
as
the highest
Marvel
grossing
Studios
movie of
go,
all time. It's a,
I don't
Top
know.
Gun now.
Was it?
Avatar did some sneaky
Top
stuff
Gun.
where they re-released it in China.
Well, no, isn't-
Shortly thereafter. No, Avatar is still the highest
Oh,
grossing movie in the
I
world.
thought it was Endgame.
But they pulled
But-
some. Well, Endgame had it for a while, but they pulled some shady shit and re-released Avatar in China.
What a bunch of cocktards.
Whatever.
So-
Everyone knows what it was.
People's champ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So okay.
The Intercontinental Belt.
If I just look
goes
at it in
to-
terms of like quality and popularity, that is like the absolute peak of like Marvel Studios of like all these movies and
Yeah.
everything. That's as high as they've got.
It's the best.
That's not the
Oh.
last one of Phase 3.
No.
Yeah.
There's
so,
one more movie in Phase
Yeah.
3.
And
Liam
I
knows
feel
what
like
it is.
I know.
Spider-Man?
Yeah. Home or Spider-Man Far From
Yeah.
Home or whatever
Far From Home.
Yeah.
Was the
Yeah.
last one.
with Gyllenhaal, which
Yeah.
good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good movie. And they rounded it out with the people coming back and everything like that. And
It was also
not to mention we're forgetting Into the Spider-Verse in this gimmick. I
Well-
know it's not the same,
Well,
but that was a
yeah.
great one. But
we'll
shout
yeah,
out,
it was.
fan of the show,
The-
listen to the show.
sequel will be out next summer.
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse.
What was the Spider-Man that just came out?
No Way Home?
Home. So it's Homecoming, Far From
loved that
Home, and then No Way.
Yeah.
You said you loved that one?
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
thought it was great.
So then let's keep it moving. That was Phase 3. And we'll say Spider-Man Far From Home, good flick. Kind of
Mhm.
rounded out, like, it's just an aperitif after the main course, right?
It gives a little Tony Stark eulogy too.
Yeah.
In
It's
story, they
yeah.
call it the denouement, the falling action. You have your climax, and then you just need a little piece to just
Yeah.
tie it all up.
It's that last drip. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
And then everything else has been Phase 4 so far. We're not
Okay.
going through all that shit. But
So Phase 4 introduced though the series,
all the TV shows,
which
5
kill-
or 6 movies.
honestly, like, I mean, I don't, Hawkeye was a little bit of a kid one. I haven't.
I
seen,
loved Hawkeye.
It was really good though. I agree. But even like the Black Widow was really good. We talked. I liked Black Widow.
I wasn't on that one.
And then dude, Scarlet Witch, really good. I really like that. Captain or Falcon and Winter Soldier was
That
good.
one I liked a lot too. That was good.
but Loki, creme
Yeah.
de la
Yep.
creme. And then also this is something you guys can shine a little light on for us. So now we're introducing the Eternals, right? They were brought into the game in Phase 4. They were early Phase 4.
Mhm.
Kind of liked it, kind of liked like the group of these immortals. And I know I got my boy Jay Bull Snow,
Mhm.
And
Jalen
Robbie.
Snow,
And Bobby
and Robert, but Robert is gone, R.I.P. But Jay Bull is in, and he turns out to be the Black Knight. And then also, so can you kind of give us a deal? What is the Black Knight? And then also, who the fuck is Harry Styles at the end of Eternal?
So-
which one do you want to take, Liam?
You
take the one
can-
you want to take.
All right, so I'll say the Black Knight is somebody who they explain him pretty well. You know what I mean? Like he has a history, like his family they pass that sword from like
Right,
person
yeah.
to person, and that's where they get their power and everything.
Oh,
The next time we'll see him, and he led the Avengers at one point. So
the Black Knight does?
he's been in
The
Avengers.
King of the fucking North is gonna lead the Avengers?
At one point, he did in the
Oh.
comics. I'm not saying he will.
Oh, if he does, that's a fucking boner.
Yeah, that actually would be cool. I actually would not be against that.
Johnny fucking Snow leading
I
the
think-
fucking Avenge.
I think they're taking him in a different direction though, because the next movie he's going to be in is when they do Blade in Phase 5. He'll be in that movie.
Whoa. So at Camacan in the Wales Vagine this weekend, did they go over like the next phases of movies that they're doing?
Yeah,
so,
but we'll be here all night if we start.
Yeah,
okay.
dude.
Also,
It's
just
a
want
lot.
to say this. We've legit talked about Marvel for the last 45 minutes enthusiastically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got Black Adam and Shazam from DC, and is that what we're doing? Like,
I'm very excited for that movie.
I agree,
One.
but like I'm excited for
Are they
both
the
of them.
same movie?
No,
No.
Black yeah.
but
Which
I'm
movie are
Oh,
you
sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get you.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for both of them. But what the fuck? Like DC, what else are they got going?
So they kind of like they can't figure out what to do with Superman, which is like
Yeah.
like blowing my mind that they.
I love the Snyder Cut Justice League.
Their Flash movie is falling to pieces around the absolute public destruction of Ezra Miller. Like,
Yeah.
What happened to
he's-
Ezra Miller?
he just
Oh
keeps
my
getting
God, he's
arrested
a
for like
mess.
kidnapping and threatening people with box cutters and choking
Yeah.
fans. Like
Yeah.
he's on the run with an
Dude, just take the
18-year-old
kid
girl
from
right
the
now.
CW show. From
It's-
whose old girl?
Well, there's
It's-
actually
It's
been
too late. They already made.
they already
the
made the
Flash.
movie. They already made the
Yeah.
movie. Like the movie's
Oh,
pretty
fuck.
done, but he's having a weird public
Dude, even
downward
like
spiral.
he did H pot too. Like he did the 3 H pots.
Yeah.
Damn, he's fucking.
Yeah.
He's
He's
fucking
Yeah, he's out of his
you-
mind. He's
you
out
wanna-
of his mind.
If you want a weird story, Google Ezra Miller. And just
Yeah.
follow the last like 6 to 8 months. It's kind of
Damn.
off the reservation.
Can I,
And
can
it's
I
so-
give
there's
a,
like
a hot
a-
take here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone from
So,
Marvel sabotage.
Black Adam, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
First
Yes.
of all, I think The Rock looks kind of goofy in his
In his gear.
yeah.
Like his hood and
I don't feel like he looks I don't know. He looks weird to me.
Are you
know what I
saying
mean?
his ass is too big to be a superhero, Tom? I think that's what you're saying.
No.
You're saying his ass is too
I don't
big.
if that what
He's-
you're hearing?
He will be.
I mean,
You're
I don't-
saying that in that suit, he is definitely has the biggest ass of any superhero thus far. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he looks weird in his suit. I don't
Although
know.
he probably does have. I mean, he probably
yeah,
is
that
like
probably
he
is.
probably is like
accurate.
the biggest human like to
Just saying.
play, other than like maybe I don't know Batista or no. The
Cena,
Rock's got to be
John
bigger
Cena.
than.
As,
Oh, go,
Uh,
dude! Another
Peacemaker.
anything Peacemaker, I'm fucking down.
yeah, me too. I'm in.
That might be the best shit DC has done thus far.
You know what the best shit DC has done? Watch the Harley Quinn cartoon on HBO.
yeah, it is good. You're right.
Is
It is.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
not bad.
It is very R-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I think
Love
Lake
it.
Bell voices Harley Quinn.
Oh,
I forget
I
who
love
voices.
Lake
oh no,
Bell.
No, the girl
no,
from
Big Bang.
yeah,
Big
yes,
Bang Theory.
yeah.
Oh, Kaylee
Cuoco or whatever.
Cuoco or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she voices
Dude.
Harley
Oh.
Quinn, and Lake Bell voices Poison Ivy, and it's
Dude.
pretty much the
Correct.
Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy show. But
I
they're like
love
half-hour.
Lake
I
Bell.
mean, the first one, like the Joker murks some dude, and it's really violent. And
Dude,
Yeah.
Commissioner Gordon
Sexually-
is hilarious.
is
Gordon
the
is
biggest
hilarious.
jerk off
that
in the
show.
world.
Yo,
Yeah.
So there was this show. I think it was on HBO. I think it only lasted maybe 1 or 2 seasons. How to Make It in America. It was about
Mhm.
like these hipsters in New York.
They were making jeans, right?
Yeah, Lake Bell was on that show, and she got some titties out. And babe, Lake Bell is a fucking smoke rocket.
She's hilarious. Children's Hospital. Do you guys ever watch Children's Hospital?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah, I mean, oh, dude, Children's Hospital.
She's
Children's Hospital is fucking
It's
crazy.
She's a
incredible.
smoker. So okay, so then all right, so DC's doing whatever. Maybe we'll talk about DC some other time. I want to stick with Marvel because I have a couple questions about or Liam, do you want to save any questions I have for Thursday, or will time and
No,
pass?
we can
Okay.
do that too.
So I watched 2 things. and I think, oh God, was it the Black Adam? Well, I guess we'll talk back. But there was one trailer, right? And at the very end of the trailer, it's just, you don't see the person's head, but you see their body, and they're holding like 2 sticks, right? Like
that's Daredevil.
Charlie
at the
Cox,
end of the
baby.
She-Hulk's.
That's
At
Daredevil.
the end of the She-Hulk trailer, that's Charlie Cox as Daredevil. That's why if you look on my feed, it says that like that's what that picture is.
Who is Charlie Cox?
The guy who
played
plays Daredevil in
on the
Netflix.
series. And the
So
guy who was in,
so that's a legit dude. Okay. The dude from Boardwalk Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he made an appearance in whatchamacallit? In
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. He was in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
he's also
Oh.
gonna, he's
Dude,
also
he's
gonna
awesome.
be-
He's so dude. So he shows so he shows up in She-Hulk, and then go ahead, Bern.
Well, he's also going to be in She-Hulk. He's also going to be in the Echo show. Remember, Echo was the bad guy, the girl from the Hawkeye show.
Yes.
The girl, the chick, the
girl
The
that's
deaf
deaf.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's
That's
getting a
Echo.
show.
And she's awesome in the comics. She
Yeah.
is fucking awesome. She's Ronin for a little while, and she
Yeah.
fucking kicks ass in
Yeah.
the new Avengers stories. She's awesome.
Okay.
So
And
they're
then-
also he's going to be in that show along with Kingpin. They're both going to be in that show.
Oh, Vinny D'Onofrio?
Yeah, in the Echo show.
Vinny
And-
D'Onofrio is a fucking dude. He's an incredible actor.
And then
That's Gomer
Marv-
Pyle, FYI, for those people who didn't know.
It is
Vincent-
Pyle here.
Vincent D'Onofrio is an incredible actor. He's also, FYI, played Thor in Adventures in Babysitting. Suck on that
he
one.
sure did. And then Daredevil's getting his own show, Daredevil Rebirth, which they've announced for like 18 episodes. So there's going to be like a 4.5 month run of a new Daredevil show starring Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio
On Disney Plus.
Yep. But they're calling it Rebirth. So a lot of people are like, well, will it be the same characters from the original show? Or are they
Yeah,
gonna do
Fulton
like a
Reed's got to be in
Are they
there.
going to do like a multiverse thing where they're who knows? But anyway,
Fulton
Man,
Reed's
I
gotta
agree.
be. Fulton.
Foggy Nelson is fucking.
no,
man.
Foggy's great. No, give me Karen, dude, too. Give me Karen.
Yeah.
I still remember that little
So-
bitty from True Blood.
Oh, yeah. Jessica, whatever.
Jessica?
Yeah. So, okay. Then the next thing I have, and I guess, who took the last one? Whatever. You'll take this
Oh.
one. So the next thing I wanted to
Star
ask-
Fox. Yeah.
Yeah, Star Fox.
Well, no. Oh, well, we'll get back to that. Well, all right. So explain Star Fox. What the fuck's the deal with Harry Styles in the
Harry Styles is Star Fox. He is Thanos' brother.
What? The video game? Star Fox, the video game?
They have
No,
the
his
same
name.
name. Yeah.
His name, Harry Styles' name is Star Fox.
Sweet name.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Do
he's
a barrel roll.
he's Thanos's he's
Try a
Thanos,
somersault.
he's Thanos's brother,
Correct.
and he's coming back to get a little revenge, or what's the dealio?
I mean, he was, obviously the Inhuman stuff and Deviant stuff has been a little bit weird in the thing. In the original story, Thanos should have been an Eternal, but he had a deviant gene.
Yeah, and he like modified himself and shit too.
Yeah.
That's why he looks all fucked up.
Star Fox did not have his brother did not have a deviant gene, and therefore is of the same ilk of.
So
the
he was
Eternals.
in an Eternal from another planet.
Yes,
Whoa!
but
Thanos was supposed to be an Eternal.
but he caught that deviant gene, and
So-
that's why.
Wait, well then. So then he escaped and was just on the run.
Well, eventually the planet got destroyed. I mean, there's
The
a
planet-
there's
Oh,
a
so
lot.
wait, the planet that he was on that they go to an Infinity War was
That
the
was his
planet that he was supposed to protect
From.
in it
Where he was
when
from,
he was an
yeah.
Eternal. Oh, wow.
He was never quite an Eternal because he had the deviant gene, but his
Right,
family
right.
were all Eternals, so
Right.
he was brought up.
He wanted to
be-
fit in, and yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
okay.
didn't really get into that with the Thanos stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle the Star Fox.
And then
stuff.
okay, Star Fox, is he coming in hot like, yo, these motherfuckers killed my brother, or is he
No.
coming in like, thank
No, he's
God they got
generally
rid
a
of
good
that
dude.
guy?
Generally
Yeah,
a
he's a
hero.
good guy.
He's a
Doesn't
hero.
he have a leprechaun with him?
Yeah, he does have that little fucker with him.
Little
Who's
dude.
playing that?
I don't remember his name.
I think Patton Oswalt did the voice.
Oh, I think you're right. Okay.
I can't imagine that little dude's going to be a major.
What's Star
Fox?
Fox?
Pip? Is it Pip?
Yeah, I think so.
Just kind of like general typical Eternal stuff, like super strong, super fast. Like,
well, didn't they all have a gimmick? Like everyone
they
had
all,
their...
yeah, but that was maybe a little bit more
Okay.
for the movie to make them like stand out.
He's kind of like Icarus, like he's like
he's like a
he's
Superman
like the alpha.
archetype
Yeah,
guy,
he can fly and shit.
Okay, so then what is the deal? Okay, and are there other Eternals that he hangs with? Or are they all? I guess we'll find out.
There's other Eternals all around the galaxy, because remember the whole point of the Eternals is to launch these
the god things.
The Immortals to come out of the planet. So there's Eternals sprinkled all over the.
Dude, the Eternals is an old comic. There's like a lot.
Well, it's probably because it's true.
Yeah,
well,
probably.
Well, what is it? What was Jack Kirby wrote? Did he write Eternals first, or was that second?
Yeah, no, it's a Jack Kirby thing, right?
Jack Kirby's great.
He wrote New Gods for DC, and then DC fired him. And then a year later, he wrote the Eternals, which is essentially the same thing for Marvel.
We're geeking out enough as it is. I do have one thing. Okay. Then the last thing we'll ask for comics, and then we'll move on to recommendation. There's water people in the trailer for the next Black Panther.
Yes.
Also, is there someone replacing Chadwick Boseman? Like, are they just saying
no more?
Okay, so they're saying T'Challa died, and now they got another T'Challa that they're coming in. Like
whoever it might be.
Is it going to be Ape, dude? Is it going to be Ape, bro?
It's probably going to be Shuri.
Probably Shuri. Could be
Shuri,
M'Baku.
the sister.
The sister.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off! Come on.
She had a pretty nice run in the comics as Black Panther.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's all right. But M'Baku would be awesome.
Yeah, he's the man.
I love too. He's like, "Well, eat your kids." Just kidding. We're vegan.
Well, he'll probably be like the ruler of Wakanda. Well,
if he's not Black Panther, then he'll end up being king or something.
Yeah,
like they will be on the same squad,
as he should be. You know,
M'Baku's a bad mother. Well, then okay, and then Michael B. Jordan is not coming back. Then
I wish he would.
They said so. So if you look, her suit is pretty similar to his. So I'm thinking when she goes to the ancestral plane, she'll figure out a way to replicate that herb.
He'll be in the ancestral plane.
I think
he was a Panther.
I think he's gonna pop up there.
Yeah,
and like kind of be
like, hey, I know I fucked up, but do this.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's what.
Okay.
Also, he was right. He was right the whole time. So he was kind of a dick about it, but it's tough to argue with his methods.
What do you mean by he was right the whole time?
I mean, yes, if his prop thing was we have the most advanced technology and Black and brown people around the world are being subjugated, we should share it, which is a tough thing to argue with. But then they had him kill his girlfriend just so he could be a bad guy for no reason. I think that was like the point where like, well, he did kill his girlfriend for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, she was probably annoying, like.
But I mean, like.
But she was down to get down, and she was down.
It was almost like, oh man, this bad guy's. But it happens a lot in superhero movies where the bad guy is making too much sense, and then they just do something ridiculous to be like, oh no, wait, never mind, they're still a bad guy.
Yeah. Okay. So then let's answer this, and then we'll move on. The water people in Black Panther 2. Who are they?
They're Atlanteans.
But
okay, now I'm confused because isn't that like, aren't they stealing the gimmick from DC? Like,
so they're not, because Namor existed before.
So
DC stole
pre-Aquaman. Yeah.
Wow. So DC stole the Atlanteans from Marvel.
Well, the Legend of Atlantis has been around forever. So
okay, so it's open.
They both kind of tapped into.
Yeah, I'm thinking
public domain at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking they probably both pulled from that being an ancient civilization and everything.
Now, I don't know if they're going to call them Atlantis, because the way everybody looked and what I was reading about this was there's also a legend of an ancient Mayan city that sunk into the sea, and those guys seem, and especially the actor they cast, like is Latino guy, like seems like they're going to play like this is actually an underwater culture that are also like ancient Mayans in philosophy, which is pretty cool.
They better call them Atlanteans. Fuck them. Fuck DC already.
We'll see.
Fuck you and your whole mouth. Yeah, DC. Nice. Okay. So they're the Atlanteans of the Marvel universe. There's a guy named Namor who's the head Namor. He's the head gimmick, and
been a good guy, been a bad guy.
So
actually part of the Illuminati. They just couldn't put him in there because they hadn't introduced him yet. But like a fairly important character in the big picture Marvel.
Okay, so as far as these fish people, though, like in DC, Aquaman and the Atlanteans, they're basically humans. They just can breathe underwater and he can talk to fish. What are these the same? Are they humans underwater or are they more marine-like?
They're pretty similar.
Yeah.
Do they have gills and blue skin? Like, what's their gimmick?
He's same as Aquaman, where he's half Atlantean and half. I think they have gills too.
Someone be fucking a fish.
Yeah,
but it's a very similar story. And also in the comics, the Wakandans and the Atlanteans have had beef for a while because they're two super advanced civilizations living out of the view of the natural world.
And then Black Panther and Namor have like personal. Like it gets very personal between them. They just hate each other. Even when like Atlantis and Wakanda aren't fighting, they still fucking hate each other always. And even when they're in the Illuminati, they still fucking hate each other all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the Cowboys and the Eagles in a way.
It's a real Hatfields and McCoys type of vibe.
Interesting. Okay, great. Well, that was Comic Talk. Great shit, guys. Love it. FYI, a little wink, nudge out there for all the listeners. Eventually, we might start a comic show. FYI. Okay, but wink, nudge. Okay, let's keep it moving. So I want to do a little recommendation before we get out of here. Tom, what is your recommendation this week?
My recommendation is to watch SummerSlam Saturday night from Nashville. Awesome card. Obviously, there's been a lot going on with Vince McMahon. Now retiring and Triple H taking over creative. And big news is Seth Rollins' match has been bumped from the show. I guess they're using it as a storyline, or Riddle, I think, had an injury, the guy he was supposed to face. But excited for WWE now moving forward with the TV 14 rating and new guy, not new guy, but
Triple H
new at the top, taking over. Yeah. Matt Triple H,
head of creative. Honestly, super excited to see what they do with Cody Rhodes. Go ahead, Tom.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No. What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. So yeah, SummerSlam. Check it out. It's available on the Cock. So check it out on the Cock. Saturday night, Tom.
Saturday night.
Wow, a Saturday night tape.
And by the way, big news if you haven't heard.
I saw that.
WrestleMania Philadelphia
2024. WrestleMania 40. So like they do it big.
2 nights, right?
When it rounds out, when they do a rounded out one where like, like if it's the end of a decade.
5s and 10s,
Dude, WrestleMania 10, monster show, Madison Square Garden, best opening match in WrestleMania history, monster show, right? And then WrestleMania 20, I think they're back at the Garden, but another incredible show. WrestleMania 30, awesome show. Daniel Bryant coming out on top and down in Nolans.
Undertaker losing the streak.
Undertaker loses the streak at 30. And then now 40 is going to be in Philly. It's going to be monster.
I feel like it's going to be a big ECW pull too. Paul Heyman is been in the biz for a long time. I wonder how much longer he has left. Yeah. And this is going to probably be his, like, I don't want to say his like final thing, but I feel like it'll be a big
less huge blowouts,
Yeah. I mean, if God willing, they can play Enter Sandman and just have the Sandman come out.
The
place will
biggest pop ever.
Insane. Imagine, 180,000 people singing Enter Sandman as someone comes in.
I wonder if they get more because they'll have people on the field. I wonder how much more, because they'll break.
The stage takes up a lot.
Wait, is it the Link?
Yeah, it's at the Link.
Oh, I didn't know that. I assumed it was
outdoor at the Link. April.
I didn't know.
It's at the
I
Link.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's fucking wild.
WrestleMania stadiums.
Oh, dude, WrestleMania can't fit indoors no more.
All the major shows are stadiums.
Yeah, okay. The big four:
Rumble, Mania,
SummerSlam,
and I guess Survivor Series. Is Survivor Series?
I would say Survivor Series is considered the big four, but I think it's been taken over by Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank's not bigger than.
But I'm saying, is it in a stadium?
I don't know. I think they keep that one indoors. but because they could, I mean, that one Survivor Series, unless if they sell it right, it's big. But
I feel like the Elimination Chamber should be at Survivor Series.
Yeah, let's pitch it to Trip. He's open to listen.
Trips.
So shout out Trips, fan of the show, listen to the show. Nice, very cool recommendation. Like we said, Sumer Slam.
Sorry, did Vince actually? I read today that he gave up his stock holdings. Is that accurate?
Whoa!
I didn't see that.
Part of his exit from the company was that he relinquished his stock holdings, which seemed like there's one thing to be like
rape somebody. Like, this is crazy.
The thing is like hush money. Right? He was paying out some hush money, so they pulled him off creative, but he was still, he was on like, whatever whenever a cop shoots somebody, he goes on like executive leave or something, whatever that is. And then a couple of days ago, yesterday, he announced that he was stepping down officially and Triple H was taking over. And I read something today that I couldn't find another source. So I didn't know if it was accurate in saying that part of his exit was to relinquish his stock options, which means that like if that's the case, he's like really in trouble because something crazy must have happened if they were like,
there's going to be a scandal. Either way, shout out Vinnie Mac. Honestly, too, like if you saw last WrestleMania, he's getting old, man. And he's
70, he's a maniac. He's like 77, right?
He had a beautiful swan song, right? But he's also,
I think he's ill. I think he's sick too.
And he's losing touch with the new demographic. He's just like, they needed the PG-14. They needed to like, not to say that they have to keep up with AEW because since Cody Rhodes left, they are now beating the pants off of AEW. But I'm just saying, like they needed something new. They needed to up their level, and I think this is doing it. And he might have had to go for that to happen. But either way, let's keep it moving. Benoit Podcasy, what do you got for recommendation?
I'm gonna cross out my original recommendation based on what came up on the show. My recommendation is Children's Hospital. It's a 15-minute per episode television show that you can watch on Amazon, Hulu, or Apple TV right now. Rob Corddry, Lake Bell, Hugh, Megan Mullally, Ken Marino, Henry Winkler, David Wayne, Nick Offerman,
hilarious,
Michael Cera.
How long ago did it come out?
Nick Kroll, Lizzie Kaplan. It started in 2008. It did 7 seasons. It was on Adult Swim, and every episode was 15 minutes long about the worst doctors ever. And
just hilarious.
Then they did a spin-off on Netflix called Medical Police.
Yes.
That shit's hilarious too, dude.
Also hilarious.
All right. I'll have to check it out.
Mostly ad-libbed. If you go on Matthew Perry, Jordan Peele, Adam Scott, John Hamm. Like what? Yeah, because they could just they can get somebody to come on and just do a quick guest spot in this quick 15-minute like ridiculous episode where like these children are dying everywhere and they don't care. It's really solid. So Children's Hospital, Adult Swim show, and they also did it wasn't a spinoff, but they did that crazy SVU one that was like NTSVUTSVNU, which was like a parody of the procedural crime show.
Oh man, I gotta see that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is because it's literally just like 11 letters. But same crew did that. So yeah, if you want to have a fun for an hour and watch 4 or 5 episodes of something goofy while you're doing something else, definitely check out Children's Hospital.
Nice. I will. Awesome. All right. Perfect. Then let's keep it on moving. Very good. Lasmeeshma, your recommendation.
My recommendation is there's a channel on YouTube and Twitch, and it might just be YouTube and Twitch. He has some stuff on Facebook. There's this guy, his name's Kit Boga. He like baits scammers, all those fucking scam calls you get on your phone and everything.
Oh, I think I've seen this guy. Like
he baits them. He'll pretend he's an old lady or an old man, say that he's getting them gift cards and all this shit. He'll let him, because he's like a nerd though too. So he like can do all this shit with his computer where he'll let them connect to like a virtual machine and he'll pretend he's redeeming the cards like right in front of the scammers and shit. They flip out because they think they're losing money. Dude, it's good stuff. It's hilarious. Kit Boga, his name is. He's funny.
Nice. All right, definitely check that out. I love that. Fuck scammers, dude. They can all fucking die.
Yep. Liam, real quick, the other one is called NTSFSDSUV, which stands for National Terrorism Strike Force San Diego Sport Utility Vehicle.
Nice. Have you seen that? Have you seen the Medical Police? That one?
Yes, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I've only seen a couple of the episodes. I'm gonna watch it when we're done.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I need to finish it.
So very cool. Thanks for that, Lasmeeshma. My recommendation is, and I don't know how this hasn't become a thing, and maybe we'll start producing these as our own product. But they're going to be called Oreo forks. So what you do, you get a nice cold glass of milk. You put that milk on the counter. And what most people would do is you take two grubby fingers, you grab your Oreo or your Nutter Butter or it has to be a cookie sandwich, it has to be cream in the middle kind of thing.
Yeah, we're not animals.
And they dunk it in, and then their fingers would get all wet and they're dripping stuff everywhere. No, you had a fork, preferably a thinner fork. You take said fork and you place it gently into the cream filling. Then you submerge the entire cookie below the level of the milk and you wait for the bubbles to stop. There's no counting needed. There's nothing you need to do. Just watch the bubbles. When the bubbles stop,
once it's dead,
then you lift out, enjoy perfectly textured milk and cookie. That is my recommendation. If you have not done it yet, you're a savage and an animal, and I don't think that you deserve to be alive, but I really recommend it. And it works for any cookie. It's incredible.
Matt, I hate to do this to you, except for the fact that I like to do it. They made something where it's magnets on both sides. You drop your cookies in the thing on one side, then you put the magnet on the other side. You put your milk in, and then you can just slide it up and down, like on the side of the.
You put the magnet on the glass?
Yeah, you put the one side of the magnet on, like where you would use your hand. The other side is inside the glass, and then you can move it up and down in the glass.
I'd rather a fork than a magnet. I think.
I'd have to see how this works.
How does that work? Won't a magnet taint?
It looks pretty sweet. It was
still, but still, your fingers still have to grab the cookie out of the magnet.
Oh, that's right. You're right. You got to grab it with something.
Fork,
now.
you got clean fingers the entire time.
That's the deal.
Yeah,
you don't have and
there's not schmutz. You're making a mess when you're using the fingers. You're a mess. Fork, nice, clean.
Milk and cookies like a gentleman.
No one will even know you're.
But you know what? I usually just take a bite of the cookie, or usually throw the entire cookie in my mouth, and then just take a sip of milk and let the magic happen. Let the magic happen in my mouth.
You are a fucking barbarian.
Clip that. Let's clip that.
You are a barbarian. So
magic happening in your mouth.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, that has been another rousing round of recommendation. Okay, and then
can I say one thing really quick?
I would love it.
So you guys are like 3 diehard Birds fans, right?
Of course.
Everybody gets the opportunity finally this year to add a second helmet, and you fucking jerk-offs go black instead of Kelly green. What is wrong? What is wrong with you guys?
The neglect of the Kelly
fans
green.
have been clamoring for Kelly green forever. It's finally a possibility. And let me just say this: it's not just a shot at the Eagles. I hate when any team just goes all black as an alternate. It doesn't have black. Like, it's fine for the Raiders. It's fine for the Ravens.
Steelers.
It's fine for the Steelers. But I hate when a team with good colors, like when I see the Lakers wearing black, and I'm like, I don't even like you, but your colors are fucking purple and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you have the most unique color set going, and you go black? I thought it was a little bit of a cop out.
Yeah.
Birds going black. Why not Kelly green?
Also, our record in black uniforms is atrocious.
But now it's just going to have a black helmet. It's not going to be that. The Kelly green. If you get the Kelly green helmet, you get the Kelly green uniform. I could not believe the first opportunity. And I haven't lived in. It's one of the most unique color patterns in the whole league.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't lived in Philly in the last 5 years, but I did spend 17 years there, and over those 22 years total, I've heard nothing but people clamoring for the return of the Kelly green. So it just seemed like a real.
We had it with Kevin
Danny
Cobb
Dimes
the one year.
Danny Dimes.
Yeah, but that was more like an emerald, and it was the throwback from the 1960 championship one. It was 50 years of that, because it was in 2010. So it was the 50-year anniversary of the 1960 championship. So they wore like those replica jerseys, which were not great.
Those yellow and blue ones or whatever?
No, those were the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. Yeah. That was in like 2007, 8. Those were awful.
Yeah, that was like Kevin Curtis, right?
White Lightning. but they
the Packers have a similar version to that. That's also terrible.
Yeah, but no,
that's like
yeah.
the darker blue and yellow.
And-
In 2010 they did, it was like an emerald green and white. It wasn't really the Kelly. It wasn't like, we're talking early 90s Kelly and gray. Like that's
I'm talking Randall Cunningham. Like I'm talking why is
early
that
90s Kelly and gray. I'll tell you this. Tom one year for my birthday got me a starter pullover Kelly green and gray Eagles jacket.
Come on, forget about it.
And when I would wear that to the stadium, it was like people were like, bowing down in front of me. Like
they knew you. They knew who you were. Oh, Kelly Green's here.
They were just like, that's the most beautiful thing. They kind of rooted me, like that's the most beautiful thing these eyes have ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and we know it's all a gimmick, right? It's all a scam to sell more jerseys. I watched this, like, I'm a Giants fan. I watched this like 1 minute hype video of like the Giants throwback, like they're wearing like the LT uniforms. Mm-hmm. Guess what they look like? They look exactly like the current day Buffalo Bills uniforms, and that's where their coach and GM just came from. So I'm like, they're like Giants throwbacks. I'm like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw the Bills wear last. Like, you just outlined something in red. It looks exactly like the uniform that the new head coach and the new general manager just came from like 4 months ago.
Yeah,
but it does say Giants on the side, so I guess that's all right. But I just couldn't believe it. Thought as soon as I heard that NFL teams could wear a second helmet, I thought absolutely lock it in.
Yeah,
Kelly Green, Philadelphia.
As far as brilliant decisions go, we're not known for them. So okay, all right. Well, we're coming to the top O time. Before we get out of here, Benoit Podcasy, anything you want to say to the Podcasy faithful before we take off?
No, just want to shout out Strong Stem. I hope his Bible study is going well, and we'll see him soon.
Very
and,
nice.
Everybody stay safe. I think it's going to be a decent weekend. Not, I don't know, was it 112 here last weekend or something? So might be tolerable, but everybody stay up and
do it. Very nice.
Have a good one.
Tom, Captain Jerkbeard, Lavelle, anything you want to say to the Captain Jerkbeard fans before we get out of here?
Just have a great weekend. Hope you're doing well.
Very nice. Lasmeeshma, I saved you last for a reason, and I always do. What do you got to say to Lasmeesh Nation before we take off?
That you should be decisive. Like, right or wrong, you need to make a decision, because the road of life is paved with flat squirrels who couldn't make a decision.
Wow, dude. Wow. Yeah.
What a visual too. I can see that squirrel in the street just going like, it's too late, bud.
Tell you, in Sea Isle City, it was turtles. I've never seen so many squished turtles in my life. And it was when I did a bike ride in Sea Isle City. It was like, I must have saw 100 squished turtles. It was incredible. All right. Well, speaking of squished turtles, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, coming today by Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, the bad boy Benoit Podcasy, Bern Podcasy, and Captain Jerkbeard, Tom Lavelle. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. This has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya. All right, we're good. Don't take too long on this post show because we're almost at 2 hours. So,
I mean, the shit we usually talk about, we kind of already talked about.
Yeah.
I just noticed Tom's name, Matt, smells bad and can't read good. And
nice.
So clever.
That made me happy. I mean, it's a classic. And he said I couldn't read good.
What a movie.
Nice.
What how long does Comic-Con last?
It's I think it was just that weekend, right? Or was it that week?
It travels everywhere, right? They do Comic-Con everywhere, but this one in San Diego is the one where it's like the official one. I think it started on Thursday and ended on Sunday. It's just like just a couple days.
But all anybody really cared about was like the Saturday and Sunday. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Although I did show my son.
They do have a lot of similarities with professional wrestling. It's pretty funny.
It's the same kind of deal. I did show my son too. Like, hey, we can go to Comic-Con and if it comes to Philly, and he was pretty stoked about all the people walking around in like full costumes.
I know. I wish I could get my daughter into it, but she's like,
cool.
She's like, this is stupid. You know? Yeah, she's cool, exactly. Yeah, she wants to do like gymnastics and cheerleading and stuff.
Says a professional wrestling fan.
Stuff regular people do.
I will say it's funny though. Me and the boy, we beat that Ninja Turtles video game.
Oh man, I gotta get that. She would do that with me. Yeah. That's something she would play with me. So I want to get that game.
And it's not hard, but like, so now we're still playing. We're going back and playing levels. Mm-hmm. And he's 5, but his trash talk is hilarious.
Nice.
Like, we'll just be playing. He'll be like, "Oh, you like that? Oh, I don't know. I don't see you there. I don't even like your shoes." And you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" He'd be like, You stupid. Yeah, you stupid." And I'm like, What?
My 5-year-old likes calling everyone like poopy butt. You're a poopy butt.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, poopy butt. Take that.
Is Mickey 5?
He turned 5 over the weekend.
He just turned 5 on.
Nice. Oh, just turned 5.
You know what Tom's new nickname is?
I knew they were close. I wasn't sure exactly how close.
Tom's new nickname that my daughter calls him is Uncle Stinky.
Nice.
Uncle Stinky, strong. You couldn't get Jerkbeard in there, Uncle Jerkbeard.
I mean, Matt's been training her to call me names, so
from the very beginning. Yeah.
Dude, my kid's almost 8. She's like almost at the point where, you know what I mean? Like she knows I'm not cool, you know? So like
the jig's up.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like she has her, oh my God, dude, when she gets around like friends and stuff and like over the weekend, because it was so hot, the fire department brought the fire trucks over, like put the ladder all the way up. Yeah, put the ladder all the way up. And then just like sprayed everybody out at North Wales Elementary, dude. And she saw like a bunch of kids from school and everything, dude. You'd think that like I didn't even exist. And I was asking for stuff. She's like, duh, you know.
I'm like, oh, sorry, just still in charge of feeding, clothing, and housing you. Just wanted to ask a quick question here.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, easy.
My kid just wants to hit baseballs all day. That's all he wants.
Nice. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's cool. I just got him like this net that he's been hitting into lately.
Just off the tee?
Yeah, well, because he's like, what's so funny is that all they want to do, I guess, is hit home runs. And so he's like, his launch angle swing, I guess, is okay. But like, I'm like, he's more enamored with how high it goes. I'm like, dude, it's not how high it goes, how far it goes. I was like, it's got to go far. Like, that's an out. And he's like,
can of corn, man.
No, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. I was like, that's an out. And so then he popped one up and I was like, just got underneath it and caught it. I'm like, out. And he got like so pissed off.
Threw the bat at you.
I'm like, I'm trying to tell you, you want to hit line drive. I was like, the long ones will come. I was like, don't worry about hitting it high. They will go
contact,
high.
Man. Contact. Mm-hmm. Liam, let me ask you a question. Where did you find your best influence of teaching your daughter to be a good loser? Because my son is a terrible loser.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. But like, I do want him to have some like. So we're home 4th of July, right? And he's in this water balloon toss with all these kids. So everyone, you toss the water balloon, you take a step back, you toss the water balloon, you take a step back, right? And he's playing with this kid who's like 9 named Rory. And they make it to like the 5th or 6th round, like way beyond what I would have.
It was a good showing.
It was a really good showing. And then the water balloon breaks and he's cool. And then we walk over to get some watermelon. And then he gets furious and starts crying. He's like, I just wanted to win. I'm like, dude, there's 15-year-olds competing in this, man. Yeah. You know, you're 5. Like, you're not like, thankfully the kid he was playing with walked over and was like, great job, man. And then he was like, okay, now I'm cool. But like, you know, he did really well. I didn't know how to explain to him, like,
was it his fault that the balloon broke or was it the other kid?
No, it was 100% his, because the other kid was like 9 or 10. Like the other kid could, you know.
You didn't, and you told him that like 5 times. Well, you lost it, but you know, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why he was so mad about it.
Your team lost because of you. Dad, I just want some watermelon.
Yeah. Layla's like the activity she does though is like, since it's gymnastics
individual,
since it's gymnastics and cheer, and last year honestly, like I didn't have to worry about it because there was a bunch of kids there that didn't get trophies and stuff, but she wasn't one of them. So like
didn't come up.
Yeah, like she won. So, and it seems like when she does lose, like if we do something like the balloon toss or whatever, it's usually because we told her like, hey, do the balloon toss with everybody. Like she doesn't really like put a whole lot of stock into something that's like
she doesn't give a shit about.
Yeah, like if she didn't choose it, then she's like whatever. But if it's cheer and gymnastics, then like she's all about it. But she's been doing good at those things, so I haven't really had to like deal with it.
Just curious. I just want to balance out because I used to get fucking like I was a very emotional athlete, like to the point where I look back on it where I'm like, I was fucking on the edge all the time. Like, and it didn't help me be better at, I mean, in some elements, I'm sure it did, but in some elements, it certainly held me back. And so I'm like, what's the balance? Where do we figure out the balance here between being like, you want losing sucks and you hate it, but how do you channel it into the right thing?
I think that's just
not the wrong thing, you know?
I think that's just because we're like males, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think guys, boys, even when you're young, you know what I mean? The difference between boys and girls, like, they're just more. You know what I mean? Like boys are just more competitive, like want to win. Yeah. Have a hard time losing and everything. Like for my daughter, it's easy for her to just be like, whatever, this is fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And then she's on to the next thing. I think it's just the difference between boys and girls. But Tom's right. It's good. You want them to be like,
oh, for sure.
I want them to hate losing. Yeah. Yeah. But
I think I heard something the other day. I don't know if it was one of the guests on the show or what, but no, it was someone else I was talking to. And so I was at my buddy. I think his son's 8. He might be 9. I don't know. But he's on like all these travel baseball teams. And so I they were in the championship for one of their tournaments. So I went to the championship and we're watching it and they lost. And obviously all the kids are like upset, you know, and there's a couple that like immediately rebound and they don't care, you know what I mean? And they're running around and like just having fun and whatever. But my one friend's son, I could tell he was obviously upset. And so they're like all sitting there and like talking about this and that. And I was like, look, guys, there's only 2 things we do. We either win or we learn. That's it. All right. There's no losing. So what did we learn from this? What can we take and what can we move forward on? You know? And so they seem to like that. And you just kind of talk about what
that's a great philosophy.
Yeah. I agree. It is.
So to have that mentality going in too is good because you've got nothing to lose, you know? So you're just trying to learn the whole time. I read a book once called Golf Flow because I'm really into golf, and it talks about there's like an egocentric mindset and a mastery mindset. And so the mastery mindset's all about trying to get better and trying to learn. Everything is about learning. It's all about learning. Where an egocentric mindset, like say you were in golfing or say your kid's playing baseball and, you know, Uncle Stinky's going to watch the game. And now he's like, oh, Uncle Stinky's here. I want to do well. You know what I mean? Like, and now you're thinking about doing well to show Uncle Stinky, or you're thinking about the home run to do this for that, you know what I mean? Instead of thinking about, you know, your swing or whatever it is, you're trying to learn, or like, I was quick on that or whatever it was. And so it's kind of that same philosophy where you're just trying to learn and like constantly get better and constantly get better and constantly get better. And it kind of never ends. So it's not like the game ends, you know what I mean? Whatever. But it's all a learning experience. So.
I really like the phrasing of that. Like, it's not win or lose, it's win or learn.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. That is really
because
good.
It is true. You learn, you know, I mean, I was part of a lot of teams that like won things. I remember my worst loss in high school soccer and my worst loss in high school basketball better than I remember any of the other ones. So if that kind of shit's going to stick with you, make it productive, you know, make it productive. I like that. Win or learn.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, because like there was like they were saying something about like the referee, the umpire at this baseball game, and yeah, he was like, there was a play. I like, it's so funny. I go to like, this is my second game I've been to all season or whatever, and I like yell something out at the not like yell at him, but so the bases were loaded and they had no outs. They got 2 outs. So, and this is a at this point is a tie game, right?
Is it player
later
pitch or coach pitch?
Player pitch.
Okay,
player
so
pitch.
It's at that level now. I never played in the world with coach pitch.
So
I had 12-year-olds throwing at my head when I was 6. But
there's a hit, right? And it's like a hard hit. The player like stops it, picks it up, throws it to first, and there's a close play at first base, right? And so they make the play. The first baseman's on he like leans, catches the ball, and then now is off the bag. And everyone's standing there. The bases were loaded, and so everyone's like looking, waiting for a call, and no call is made. Not safe, not out, nothing. And everyone's like all the players are paused. Well, all the players except for the kids on the base, and the bases are still running.
Oh
Yeah,
my
right?
god!
And so they're like, what's going on? And like everyone's like standing there kind of like, what is he out or is he safe? Are we getting a call? And now another run comes in and the first baseman, like the rule is if you get it to the pitcher, the runners have
Can't
to
leave
stop.
third. Yeah.
Right. And so now the pitcher looks at the umpire at home, like what's going on as the first baseman throws him the ball. He misses the ball. It goes
Misses the
now,
ball.
So 3 runs score, right? And so then later on, so now we're standing there and like, so then I go, yo, you got to make the call. Like, what is the call? That would have been out number 3. They've been out of the inning. It looked like, my side, I was like, he's out. I'm hoping for the out.
Or even if he's safe, like 1 run gets in.
The call. Yeah.
Right. Only one run gets in and then it's back to business as usual.
There's only 1 umpire altogether?
There's 2, but apparently there was a lady who was out in the field who had never umped a game. And that's a thing too.
She's like she's standing behind second. She's like in like shallow center field.
Didn't make a call. Yeah. Didn't
one
make a
plate
call
umpire,
the whole game.
Yeah.
And because it's a championship, but the umpire at home, no one made a call. And that's what my thing is, hey, you got to call timeout or the play is dead.
In the championship, they have, that's
everyone
unfair.
should be back on the bases. Okay, he was safe. All right, you made the safe call, but everyone's waiting for a call.
Yeah,
you
in
know
a
what I mean? And
championship, they have to have all that covered. There shouldn't have been that lady there. That was ridiculous.
7 innings. And this was like the 6th. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous,
so,
dude.
and it's funny because you don't think it means a lot, but it's 8-year-old kids in a championship baseball game. This is the world.
They'll remember that.
It matters to them. Yeah, it matters.
Oh, dude, it mattered to me. I was sitting there like, like let's fucking go, let's win this.
Well, sanctity of the game too. I mean, you just want to see the game played the right way. You're like,
yes, correct.
Either the inning's over or 1 run scored.
Yeah, and
now
that's why I yelled at you.
Outs.
Got to make the call. You know what I mean? Because nobody said anything. I was like, what's the call? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got to do better. Yeah.
Either it's safe or out. Like, you got to make it. We can't stand here for 20 seconds waiting for, like, as to what is going on. Because then all the kids were like, what's the call? In
a championship game, I don't care if it was a fucking T-ball. You know what I mean? Like, you got to, if it's the championship, you know what I mean? You went through all this, the whole season, you went through some kind of playoffs, you know what I mean? Like, so you got all that done. And now you don't have the right umpires for the championship. Like, if any time you need to have everything covered, it's that game, you know? It's just
apparently this ump has a reputation too. I forget what his name was, but they call him like Danny Diamond or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh God, Danny Diamond, huh?
Yeah,
so he was a real J.O. anyway.
Well, I think he's on the spec. I think he's on. I don't know.
Dustin Diamond's brother.
I mean, that would actually be good though. Listen, give me all officials in every sport on the autism spectrum. Right? I want guys totally devoid of emotion, just making the call as they see it. Yeah. If all baseball umpires were fucking autistic, I think we'd actually have a real strike zone.
That was another thing talking about Eric's episode, was trying to see what his take is on dealing with a referee. You know what I mean? Because he obviously dealt with refs at a very high level. And I'm like, so what's your strategy? I was always one to try to befriend the ref and then, see how that helped me out. I was
a jerk off from second one.
I feel like that's where you get the most results, the squeaky wheel. You know what I mean? And like, there's a way to be direct and, take no bullshit. I think that's what you kind of would have to do as a coach or parent, but not like, but there's a line, what I mean? Where you can't go, you don't want to be that guy either. I'm not trying to be the 8-year-old baseball championship, guy running onto the field, whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm. Throwing a Slurpee on the field. I did like how Eric's response was kind of like, yeah, here's how it works in hockey, but everyone pretty much acknowledges that hockey's kind of different. Like, you could say that what do you say? He was like getting thrown out of a hockey game for saying something shitty to an official is unheard of.
Yeah.
Where like in baseball, you're like, oh, it was a ball. Like they toss you. In football, you say something shitty to a referee. Like, he's like, you could say the worst thing you could possibly think about to this guy, and if he came out on your next shift and you were like, hey man, sorry about that, I just got worked up.
Well, I don't believe you should get thrown out. Well, there's a line. If you go overboard, then they have
there's
a
line
job
everywhere.
To do. They have a job to do and everything. Out? Yeah.
No,
but I'm saying in basketball and football, the way they do it, like, come on, you're that's not your job. Your job isn't to be like the morality police. You know what I mean? Like, they're not there to like to decide what's a curse and what's not. You know what I mean? It's a joke,
give me
dude.
focused autistic officials who will stick to the rule book
FAO,
and
the
not
FAO.
not be affected by the people being, yelling at them on the court.
Yeah, we definitely need like a Rain Man ref. You know what I mean? Like
We need
he's out.
robots.
Definitely out. That was an out.
Actually, you know what? Just get me the most autistic guy you can find to do the NFL reviews from New York. Like, that's all I want.
Eventually, it's all
Reviews
just going
are
to
a joke.
be.
It's all
Eventually,
commercial
it's all
time.
just going to be cameras, and robots, and shit, and
They're
and
talking about
motion
that
sensors and shit.
in baseball. I mean,
They should do that.
Baseball's the number one advocate for let's computerize the umpire, because if
Fine,
every
that's
strike
fine
zone
with
is
me.
different, I don't care. That's
Yeah,
fine.
fine with me.
I'd love
Yeah.
it.
Hey, all right, guys. We're going almost 2 hours, so we gotta cut this shit. Good
All
shit
right, you
tonight.
jackalope.
Awesome.
Well
All
done,
right,
guys.
Talk to you
Children's
later.
Hospital.
See ya.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, guys. See you
All right.
later.